it's Joleigh and welcome back to Daily Diabetics. This week's video theme is bad habits as a type 1 diabetic, and we all have them, and a lot of mine are actually very similar to the rest of the girls on this channel that have already filmed their video for this week. But before we jump into this week's video, I just really wanted to tell you guys that I am so sorry that I have not been uploading, but I have been at 4 different diabetes camps this summer, 3 in Colorado and 1 in New Mexico, and the last 2 I have not had any service whatsoever, and so it was very hard for me to upload videos, and we weren't really sure what the themes were until after I left. So unfortunately I was not able to upload, and I am so sorry. I hope y'all can forgive me, but why don't we just jump into this week's video on bad habits of a type 1 diabetic. So a bad habit number 1 is very similar to all the first ones of the other ladies on this channel, is I do not change my Lancet every single time that I check my blood sugar, but I do change my Lancet every single time I have a set change, whether it's for my pump or for my Dexcom, and so I usually get 3 to 4 Lancet changes in a week, so that's better than not changing it at all, but I do not change it every single time that I check my blood sugar, and that is what is recommended. Bad habit number 2 is, this is mainly towards my Dexcom, but also sometimes towards my pump, is I leave my Dexcom in for way longer than 7 days. I will not leave it in if it is not accurate, but I have left it in for a total of like an entire month and it is accurate, and then at that point it just really won't stay on anymore. And then sometimes with my pump I still have a little bit of insulin left, so I'll leave it in for like 4 days, but I will change it on the 4th day in the morning, so it's not like I have left it in for too long, but I do leave my sets in for longer than what is recommended. Bad habit number 3 as a type 1 diabetic is my meter case is full of test strips. It is disgusting, and I don't know why I don't like clean it out more, because every time I open it I think it is absolutely disgusting. I find test strips everywhere. I find them in the bathroom, I find them in my room, in my bed, I find them in my brother's car, and my brother absolutely hates that, which I feel terrible, but it's just, you know where a type 1 diabetic has been if there is test strips there. Alright, bad habit number 4 is I am really bad at rotating my sites, whether it's my pump site or my Dexcom, and this is mainly towards my Dexcom because I only put my Dexcom on my arm, and so I'm building up a lot of scar tissue. And I actually started putting my pump site on my arm as well at camp, and I really like it there, and I think it's because my insulin reacts better there, and that's partially because I only put it like on my back and my sides, and so I have a lot of scar tissue on my back and my sides, so I just need to find new places. Alright, bad habit number 5 is I override my pump a lot. Like, I don't trust it, which I do trust my pump with everything I have, but I override it a lot. And so if you don't know, with the T-Slim, you enter in your blood sugar that you are currently at, and then you can enter in the amount of carbs that you're eating, and it will calculate the amount of insulin that you need, like according to what your doctor put in your pump settings. And a lot of times I'll be like, oh, I need more than that, or that is way too much, and then my blood sugar will react either too high or too low on how I override it, and so I need to start trusting my pump more. Alright, bad habit number 6 is I over-treat for highs and lows. So if I'm too high, I will typically give myself too much insulin, and that kind of goes back with not trusting my pump. If I put in my blood sugar and only my blood sugar, not any carbs, then it will give me a correction, and sometimes I will give myself more, which I need to not do because then I end up going low. And then sometimes when I am low, especially when I am at work, I will end up just shoving glucose tablets in my mouth or a whole bottle of Gatorade, and then I end up going high just because I need to get back to work. But I need to start doing the whole 15 carbs and then wait 15 minutes and check again, and then if I'm not up, then I can do another 10 to 15 carbs and wait another 10 to 15 minutes, which I don't do, but I feel like a lot of type 1 diabetics do that, so I need to work on that. Bad habit number 7, and Lena actually reminded me of this one in her video, is I do not calibrate my Dexcom as much as I should. I should be calibrating it 2 times a day, and actually also because I was at camp this summer, I've been doing a lot better with that. I'll calibrate in the morning and then right before I go to bed, I will not wait for the alarm because I really don't want the alarm to go off in the middle of the night, but I definitely do not calibrate it as much as I should. And before I went to camp, I would maybe calibrate it like the 2 times when I needed to start it up, and then not the entire time. Like, I would check my blood sugar on my meter, but I wouldn't calibrate it. And so I need to work on that. Okay, so a bad habit number 8 is I do not wash my hands before I check my blood sugar. And this really could affect my readings because if I happen to have any dirt or sugar or anything like that on my fingertips, then that could affect what my reading is. Also, you're supposed to take the second drop of blood that's on your finger, so you're supposed to squeeze that blood, wash off the first drop, and then squeeze out more and take that. And I do not do that either, and that also affects your blood sugar. So that is bad habit number 8. Bad habit number 9, which I am actually getting a lot better at, is I do not always bolus 15 minutes before I eat, which I realize when I don't because my blood sugar will go super high and then come back and level out. But I really need to do this every single time I eat, which is not always convenient, which you all may know, but I need to try and do that the best that I can. Alright, last bad habit, habit number 10, is probably the one I need to work on the most, is if I get my pump site ripped out or my Dexcom site ripped out or my sugars just aren't where I want them to be, I tend to let diabetes ruin my entire day. And I really need to start just realizing that some days are gonna not be as good as others, and sometimes it's out of my control, because when this happens, I tend to take it out on other people, and then I feel really bad, and sometimes I feel like they don't really understand why that happened, and I feel like it's not the best excuse. So I need to work on just remembering that diabetes does not get to control who I am, how I live my life, and it should not affect my attitude either, because it's just a part of me, it's not who I am. And so we all have bad days, whether we're a diabetic or not, and so we just need to let those bad days roll on by and try to make the best of each and every day. Those are my 10 bad habits as a type 1 diabetic. If y'all enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, please hit the subscribe button down below if you have not already. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Also, hit the red notification bell so you can be notified every single time that we upload a new video, which is every single day of the week. Also, please follow me as well as Daily Diabetics and the other 6 ladies on every single social media that we have linked down below. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I will be sure to answer them. Alright, I'll see y'all next Friday. Bye guys!